Eros and Psyche. When love must learn to trust and grow from within. Before humans learned the meaning of love, before the heart understood the pain of attachment, a child was born into this world. His name was Eros, son of Aphrodite, goddess of beauty and desire. In his youth, Eros did not wield a sword or shield. He was given only 2 toys by his mother. One was a golden arrow. Whoever it struck would fall in love without knowing why. The other was a lead arrow. Whoever it struck would have their heart sealed shut, rejecting love entirely. Eros's weapons were never meant to serve justice, but to remind the world of one truth: love has never been under anyone's control. One day, as the boy played innocently with his arrows, Apollo, god of light, music, and prophecy, laughed at him with open disdain. "You?" Apollo mocked. "You think you command love? Your weapons are nothing but toys. They cannot rival my power." Eros did not rage, but the child's heart was wounded. He lifted his bow and released a golden arrow straight into Apollo's heart. Apollo felt it. He knew something had pierced him, yet he laughed softly. "So that's it," he thought. "Nothing has changed." Until he saw Daphne. The moment their eyes met, the proud god's heart ignited. Love surged through him without reason or restraint. But at the same time, Eros loosed a lead arrow into Daphne's heart. She felt only terror, only revulsion toward that love. Apollo pursued. Daphne fled with all her strength, and at last she begged the world to release her. Her feet took root. Her skin hardened into bark. Her arms stretched into branches. Her hair became leaves trembling in the wind. Apollo stopped. For the first time, the god of light found himself speechless. He wept. He begged her forgiveness. He pleaded that his desire not be paid for with her life. But Daphne did not speak. She only shook her branches, letting her leaves fall to the ground. Apollo gathered those leaves, wove them into a crown, and placed it upon his head forever. A reminder that love which does not listen inevitably becomes loss. Years passed. In the mortal world, a girl was born. Her name was Psyche. She was not a goddess, yet her beauty was so radiant that people prayed before her as though she were one. Aphrodite's temples fell silent. Praise shifted hands. The goddess of beauty summoned her son and commanded him, "Strike Psyche with your arrow. Make her fall in love with the monster and live in disgrace." But when Eros saw Psyche's face, he faltered. The tip of the golden arrow scratched his own skin, and for the first time, the god of love fell in love, by accident. Psyche was taken to a mysterious palace. It lacked nothing, yet showed no owner. Each night, a husband who never revealed his face would come, speaking gently, leaving before dawn. Until one night, when Psyche lit a lamp. A drop of hot oil fell upon Eros's shoulder. He woke, startled, and looked at her with sorrow. Before leaving, he said, "Love cannot endure without trust." And he was gone. Psyche did not cry out. She stood alone in emptiness. After Eros left, the palace fell silent, as if no one had ever lived there. Music vanished. The warm air that once embraced her faded. Psyche stood alone, surrounded by unanswered questions. Yet her pain did not begin with the lamp. It had begun earlier. The night before, her sisters, hearts heavy with envy, had whispered to her in honeyed fear, "He hides his face because he is a monster. When you bear his child, he will devour you." Those words took root, not because they were true, but because Psyche chose to trust other voices over the one who loved her. Only after Eros left did Psyche understand. Love did not break because of curiosity, but because she allowed doubt to replace trust. She set out on a journey, not to blame anyone, but to reclaim what she had lost. When Psyche reached Aphrodite's temple, the goddess did not welcome her. She laughed coldly. "If you think love comes easily," she said, "then prove you deserve it." The trials began. Psyche was ordered to separate thousands of seeds, wheat, barley, sesame, lentils, mixed into one impossible heap. She collapsed in despair. But in the silence, tiny ants appeared, sorting the seeds one by one until the task was complete. Psyche did not know, but it was Eros helping her, unseen. Next, she was sent to collect golden wool from violent, maddened rams. A whisper from the river told her to wait until dusk and gather the fleece caught in the bushes. She survived again, still unaware of who watched over her. Then she was ordered to fetch water from the river Styx, which cascaded down sheer cliffs feared even by gods. This time, Zeus's eagle descended, carrying the vessel for her. Psyche began to understand. This path was not punishment, but refinement of the soul. The final task came. She must descend into the underworld and ask Persephone for a portion of her beauty to bring back to Aphrodite. She was warned, no matter what, do not open the box. But when Psyche returned to the world above, a thought crept in. If I were just a little more beautiful, would Eros love me more? She opened the box. There was no beauty inside, only a sleep deep as death. For beauty without growth stills the soul and erases the self. Psyche fell, silent. This time Eros did not wait. He brushed the deathly sleep from her body, defied his mother, and chose love. Psyche was granted immortality, not because she was beautiful, but because she learned to trust, to accept her mistakes, and to grow from within. In Greek, the word psyche means mind or soul. That is why psychology means the study of the human mind. Because the myth of Psyche is not merely a love story. It is a story of listening to the wrong voices, falling, learning, and trusting again.